The courtroom elites brace as the doors cracked open. A man in a faded, war military uniform stepped forward. Crease sar, medels al wistime. The judge arat avrouw, then chuckled dismissively. Laughter rippled through the crowd. Who let him in? Someone muttered. What then? A single voice whispered his name. The room stiffened. The judge's smirk vanished. Straten in his head. Face pale. Spine rigid. Welcome to Snap Historias. Elias Rai moved like a shadow in the world. A man of few words and few demands. To most. Eguesius a janitor. A quae figure pushing a map through hospital corridors or sweeping up after city council meetings. No one looked wise at him. They didn't test the strike back at Pashere still carried, or the way his eyes scanned the room like a battlefield. Years ago, Elias a in his uniform whispered. An elite special operations officer known for his precision and unsacable calm. E adven a ghost being the enemy lines, the man de calle when situations turned impossible. But everything changed during a mission that never made it to the headlines. The details were varied, sealed under layers of clearance. Officially, the mission failed. Unofficially, it was something far more complicated and far more dangerous. When it returned, Elias was offered a quiet discharge and a medal handed in behind closed doors. No press, no honors, use silence, and in that silence, Elias disappeared. A talker of his ahin, well-sharp and modernized small apartment, where the walls smelled of old books and tea. Swept floors by day and void meters by night. Haunted by memories ecolente sare anchoisis ecolente undo. But today was different. The uniforme wore was not for pride or ceremony. It was a symbol. A gorito stand beside a young boy, 16 years old, driving to court on fabricated charges. Elias had met him once, years ago, in the middle of that doomed mission. The boy had saved his life in a war-torn village, a gesture Elias could never forget. When the boy's case came to light, falsely accused, no one willing to speak for him. Elias no conte stay hidden. He didn't have money or influence, but at his uniform, at his presence, and at a name that once commanded silence in the most dangerous places on earth. Civilian life had never made sense to Elias. The rules were murky, the battles hidden beneath sweets and smirks. But this courtroom, this injustice, were something he understood. He hadn't come to win. He had come to stand, for the truth, for justice, for the boy who once risked everything for him. Elias entered the courtroom in silence, the edge of his boots drawing brief glances, most of them amused or annoyed. There was with impatience. Another minor trial, another public defender who hadn't shown up. Elias stood tall in his gold uniform, the patches faded, the fabric tired. His eyes, however, held a quiet fear. At the defense table Sakarem, a young boy with trembling hands and eyes filled with confusion. He barely looked up. Elias had recognized him immediately when he saw the news. Athena Heimigen caught in a petty suffering, accused of a crime too severe for his record, and worse, abandoned by a broken legal system. The boy didn't remember Elias. He had been on it when he pulled Elias out from under gunfire during a rebel ambush in a remote village, an act that cost his own family dearly. Elias had never forgotten. Today it was his turn to return the favor. As he requested to speak, the judge looked up from his notice, eyes narrowing. And who are you supposed to be? He asked, Alflauging. Veterans, days, months away. The courtroom chuckled. A government attorney in the verandas mirked. You here to map the floor or make a statement. Elias' voice was steady and low. Operation Glasalo. Hecho 6. Red flag directive, Wolf said. Everything stopped. The room froze as if a switch had been thrown. One of the military had sitting in the prosecution stiffened, eyes wide. He stood abruptly and whispered to his superior, a decorated kennel observing the case with the voice opposed to his security interests. The kennel leaned forward, scanned Elias' face, and whispered again, his voice urgent. It's him. A murmur spread through the courtroom. Laughter faded, eyes widened. The judge's amused expression disappeared, replaced by unease. Within seconds, phones were checked, database searched. Elias Raim's name surfaced, redacted missions, medals unlisted, files labeled eyes only. The courtroom no longer saw a janitor. They saw a man whose actions had influenced personas, whose word had also meant life or death behind enemy lines. The judge cleared his road. Suddenly formal. Mr. Rhyme. Please proceed. Elias gave a nod, not of thanks, but of acknowledgement. This wasn't about recognition. It was about being heard. The room finally realized who had entered, and why. The courtroom meter began silent, but the noise in Elias' mind never stopped. Every time closed his eyes. It was back there, miles away from civilization, behind enemy lines in the jagged mountains of a nameless border. It had been a simple recognition, until it wasn't there. A warlord betrayed by one of Elias' informants turned the whole region into a kill zone overnight. Elias' team was ambushed. Most never made it out. Wounded, pinned beneath rubble, Elias had watched helplessly as insurgents covered the area. That's when a small boy, no older than 10, appeared from the shadows. Karem, without a word, dragged Elias to safety, hiding him in an underground cellar. For 3 days, they lived in silence until rescue arrived. But that wasn't the end. Classified documents blamed Elias for the intel leak. Politics demanded a scapegoat. It was honorably discharged, but with no public recognition. No explanation. His silence was bought with confidentiality clauses and a medal that starred in a locked drawer. They asked him. Elias now moved with purpose. The boy who had once served him had been framed, deliberately. A cold seat in the rash charges, the flimsy evidence, the sudden interest from national security officials. But getting Karem proper legal defense was another war entirely. Public defenders rotated out mysteriously. No one wanted to touch the case. Elias knocked on every door, met with cold stares and quiet refusals. One would have been advised in getting to let this one go. But Elias didn't let go. A couldn't. While Elias fought in court, a curious journalist, a mere curiosity, began investigating. They recognized the code word Elias had used, Wolfsade. Her sources turned up redacted operations and a number of through background leaks. They uncovered fragments of Elias' service record, covert operations, medals never awarded publicly, teams that never officially existed. Her esposa began with a headline. The ghost soldier in the courtroom. Who is Elias Rhyme? Within days, media tracks lined the courthouse. Cameras caught Elias arriving as morning. They didn't know the full story, but they could sense the truth had found a crack. Elias didn't stop with legal routes. He visited the Meneonce led, some now retired, others still very deep within defense operations. He found Commander Blake, his old-time leader, at a private security facility. Face to face, Elias didn't ask. He ordered. You owe me, Elias said, voice called. You owe him. Blake made the calls. Within days, a retired military attorney with Tokyo and stepped in pro bono. Someone who still expected service over politics. With every hearing, the tide turned. Elias and the new legal team dismantled the prosecution's claims. Evidence was missing. Key witnesses absent. Karem's fingerprints were planted. Surveillance footage was mysteriously deleted, but partial backups were recovered. The boy wasn't used wrongly accused. It was being silenced. And Elias saw him, slipping into the back of the courtroom, wearing dark glasses and a tailored suit. Kennel Damon Vale, the man who had also Elias' discharge, were there. Back then, Vale had been involved in illegal arms deals during Operation Glasado. Elias had found out, but before a collapse, the ambush happened. Rumor had it Vale had let the Tom walk into the trap to protect his interests. Elias had survived, and Vale buried the truth to keep his record clean. Now, Vale was here, and there wasn't a use watching. Amira's digging uncovered something deeper. Vale's private security firm had acquired a contract for surveillance of immigrant Jews at risk. Karem had been flagged by an AI system Vale's company controlled. The system didn't use track crime. It created targets. This wasn't a coincidence. It was clearing up. Karem had seen something, perhaps years ago. Something Vale wanted forgotten. And framing the void would bury that memory for good. Elias found himself out. Warnings came in anonymous notice. 11. His apartment was into nothing stolen, used rear and head. A silent message. But Elias didn't flinch. He had fast words in the dark. Now, he stood in the open, where the world could watch. A conversation brought more cameras, more support. Veterans, groups rally veinim. Former operatives can firm karems bila ya vena battleground. And slowly, the judge, onse making, vegan listening. Vad vale vasnte done. The next hearing could bring the final argument. Evidence Elias fear mig vanish. Truth the court mig still deny. And nu the climax Juez near. This wasn't used about career anymore. It was about a reckoning. Years overdue. The courtroom was packed. Reporters, veterans, officials, and silent watchers who have followed every twist of the case. There was quiz tension, as if the walls themselves were holding their breaths. Elias Rhyme stood in the witness box, shoulders squared, uniform father va proud. His eyes scanned the room. Karem seated quietly, hands cuffed, the judge unreadable in his bench, and Colonel Damonvale leaning back in his chair, arrogant stared into every line of his face. Emery Rhyme, the defense attorney, said, "Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" Elias didn't blink. Either ein hal. Then broke every oath as sworn to protect classified secrets. Operation Glasalo vegan was not use a recommission. It was a cover. My team was sent to confirm illegal weapons trafficking involving rogue elements inside the all-round chain of command. With evidence, coded transmissions, surveillance, but someone leaked our location. Gasps rippled through the gallery. It was ambushed. Left todavía. A chill pulled me from the rabble. Karem. A tourne toward boy. It saved my life. And now is being punished because me remember something. Something the wrong people wanted us. The judge leaned forward, visibly shaken. Are you claiming a government official orchestrated this boy's arrest? I am not claiming. I am stating. Colonel Damonvale profited from those illegal arms deals. Silence my team. It was discharged under fabricated accusations. Karem was flagged by Assistant Vale Controls. The judge hesitated. You realize, Emery Rhyme, that divulging this is a direct violation of national security protocol. You could be arrested. In no, Elias replied calmly. Varik will not let another innocent person be destroyed to protect men who have vain flags a disgrace. Suddenly, a voice exploded from the gallery. And no, al head turned. Colonel Vale risen, his face twisted in fury. Do you think anyone will believe a washed up janitor and some foreign street rat? You read nothing. You were always expendable. Rhyme. Silence fell. The courtroom was frozen. Then, the judge slowly rose. Not to command order, but with something else in his expression. Respect. MR. Vale said, voice steady. I believe you will testify against yourself. Lips moving, hands resting on weapons. Vale's confidence cracked into panic. This is treason, shouted. You will regret this. No, the judge interrupted. The only regret here is that it took this long. It turned back to Elias. Emery Rhyme, this court owes you more than words can offer. You risked everything, not using war, but here today, to uphold the truth. It turned to Karem. Young man, you are hereby cleared of all charges. This court apologizes for the injustice you will suffer. The handcuffs were removed. Karem's eyes were with theirs. Vale said nothing. Hughes looked at Elias, who nodded back, as Vale was led away. The courtroom erupted, not in shouts, but in quiet reverence. Reporters stood. Veterans saluted. Cameras flashed not as a media circus, but as a tribute. The judge stepped down from the bench and extended his hand to Elias. He didn't shake it. He saluted. And for the first time in years, Elias Rhyme allowed himself to stand tall, unburdened, unbroken, and finally seen. As Karem stepped out of the courthouse a free boy, a wave of media and supporters won, but Elias stood back. He watched from the side, silent and steady, letting the attention fall where it belonged. Karem's life, once nearly destroyed, was being restored. The prosecutor's office announced a formal review of cases linked to Colonel Vale's network. The judge, exposed for turning a blind eye, was placed under investigation. In another act of national unity, both citizens and lawmakers demanded answers. The Defense Department extended an official apology to Elias Rhyme. A public ceremony was proposed, medals, reinstatement, recognition on national television. But Elias quietly declined. E visitida militari memorial goal days later. A camera code in tracing a name at into the stone, one of his fallen team members. When approved by reporters, e simply said, they were the heroes, not me. E returned to his routine. Still janitor by hot title, still a carer to his ailing mother. Despite the nation's gratitude, Elias chose silence. He always believed that integrity didn't require an audience. Still, his presence had sparked something greater. Stories surface about other veterans wrongfully dismissed, advocacy groups formed, policies began to change. And Elias, quietly watched it unfold, never claiming credit, never stepping forward. The small apartment was quiet again. Elias helped his mother to bed, her breathing light and calm. He went to the corner of the room, opened the old wooden trunk where his uniform lie folded. Slowly, with a reverence known only to se juve worn in blood and fire, he removed the medals. He placed the uniform inside, sealing it for the final time. A soft knock interrupted him. No one was at the door, but on the floor lay an envelope, unsigned. Inside, a handwritten note. You are my son. The country remembers. There was no return address, no signature. Used a message that told Elias everything he needed to know. He looked out the window as the city moved on. Cars, laughter, headlines flashing on corner screens. Elias stepped outside and disappeared into the crowd. No longer burdened by those. No longer needing to prove anything. For the first time in years, the silence he carried wasn't heavy. It was peace.